And we are back. So, yesterday we read about the book Stephen King wrote on It, the Clown. So, today we're going to be reading about the character himself. So, Pennywise, it, also known as Robert or Bob Gray, commonly known as Pennywise the Dancing Clown or simply Pennywise, is the titular main antagonist of Stephen King's 1986 horror novel It and its adaptations. The character is an ancient, trans-dimensional, malevolent entity who preys upon the children and sometimes adults of Derry, Maine, roughly every 27 years, using a variety of supernatural powers that include the abilities to shapeshift and manipulate reality. Over the course of the story, it primarily appears in the form of Pennywise the Dancing Clown. A group of Derry children who call themselves the Losers Club becomes aware of its presence after it kills Bill Denborough's little brother Georgie. The children then decide to hunt it and kill it. Pennywise was portrayed by Tim Curry in the 1990 television adaptation and by Bill Skarsgård in the 2017 film adaptation. Its 2019 sequel, It Chapter 2, and the HBO prequel series, It Welcome to Derry. Inspired by fairy tale trolls, King conceived of a shape-shifting entity living in the sewers that could embody whatever frightened its target the most. Pennywise became the central form it used to lure children, appearing to be a harmless clown. Scholars and critics have noted the effectiveness of this design, as clowns are commonly viewed as uncanny, both in the sense of coulrophobia and in the form of the uncanny valley. Across the various adaptations of it, Pennywise's visual performance evolution reinforced coulrophobia. Curry's performance in the 1990 miniseries emphasized charm masking a hidden evil, while Skarsgård's version leaned into overt horror with twitchy movements and an inhuman stare. Critics praised Skarsgård's performance as sadistic and alien. Scholars also commented on how the character's various forms channeled classic childhood fears while also reflecting deeper social issues. The concept in the novel. King stated in a 2013 interview that he came up with the idea for Pennywise after determining that what children feared more than anything else in the world was clowns. After finishing The Stand, King was walking across a bridge in Colorado when he imagined a troll like the one in the children's tale, Three Billy Goats Gruff, though he imagined it living in a sewer system rather than under a bridge. He said the whole story just bounced into his head, in particular the fact that it could shapeshift. In 1985, while publishing Skeleton Crew, a book of short fiction, King conceived of the character as a final exam on horror, featuring various childhood monsters, resulting in a shape-shifting creature that embodies fear. He said he thought he was done writing about monsters and wanted to bring on all the monsters one last time and call it It. In the novel, the losers believe the creature to be a talus, a Himalayan creature that reads minds and assumes the shape of whatever its target fears most, similar to a boggart or a boggart. It scares its victims first because it feeds on their fear, especially that of children. Commentators have thus argued that it is a Lovecraftian horror dwelling beneath Derry. Miniseries, television, and films. In the 1990 miniseries, Pennywise is portrayed by English actor Tim Curry. Curry's Pennywise was designed to initially look like a regular circus clown. Special effects artist Bart Mixon avoided making Pennywise look like a monster at first glance, saying 90% of the time he's suckering kids in. He began drawing concepts for how Pennywise would look before Curry was cast, researching the looks of most other clowns for inspiration. Original storybooks for Pennywise featured exaggerated cheekbones, a sharp chin, and a bulbous forehead. There are no overtly inhuman features apparent in Curry's Pennywise until it attacks. Curry and his team found it most effective to let Curry's facial expressions carry the horror instead. English actor Will Poulter was originally cast as Pennywise in the 2017 film, with Curry describing the role as a wonderful part and wishing Poulter the best of luck, but the latter dropped out of the production due to scheduling conflicts and the first film's original director, Cary Fukunaga, leaving the project. After Poulter's departure, the role ultimately went to Swedish actor Bill Skarsgård, who portrayed the character in the 2017 film adaptation, its 2019 sequel, It Chapter 2, and its prequel television series, It Welcome to Derry. In 2023, it was originally announced that Skarsgård would not be participating in It Welcome to Derry because he wanted to leave the character behind and focus on other roles, but by 2025, he had changed his mind. In the film's director, Andy Muschietti chose a new interpretation of the character's look and feel. He said that he wanted to stay true to the character's essence and that Skarsgård caught his attention. Skarsgård's Pennywise is more overtly creepy, less humorous, and stands out more. Muschietti said he wanted Pennywise to look older than a typical 20th century clown, since the creature had existed for thousands of years. He felt that modern clowns looked cheap and were too tied to social events and circuses, saying he preferred the look of 19th century clowns. Thus, he and his sister Barbara, the film's producer, decided to use the 1800s and earlier periods as an inspiration. In an interview with Entertainment Weekly, costume designer Janie Bryant explained that Pennywise's suit was inspired by various historical eras, including the medieval, Renaissance, Elizabethan, and Victorian periods. Bryant said she wanted Pennywise to feel more organic, drawing on King's description of him wearing a silvery gray clown suit. Muschietti often kept Pennywise hidden in shadows or out of the camera's focus. A critic observed that Pennywise was a jittering, twitching mess of a monster whose form is constantly unsettling and unpredictable. One of Pennywise's eyes subtly drifts off into another direction, giving him a not quite human stare. I'm sure we know a lot of people like that. One analysis noted that Skarsgård Pennywise was a sadistic predator who took pleasure from killing. Now, this will also go back into my study of culture of torture, how our culture of, this technology and social media and things, a lot of music and everything, the movies, everything is built on a culture of torture, a culture of oppression in order to obtain your energy. So this monster that eats and feeds off of the masses. So we'll go back into that when I get back into the Illuminati. So all of this, everything Like I said, we all are one. Everything is everything isn't. Okay, so Skarsgård Pennywise appears as a background character in the 2021 family-friendly film Space Jam: A New Legacy, which is also distributed by Warner Brothers. Warn a brother, okay? One analysis of the television series, It, Welcome to Derry, described the creature as a demonic liver-eating baby. Demonic liver-eating baby. So again, with the liver, who is that? Prometheus, if I'm not mistaken. And the liver having to do with drinking and drunkenness, spiritual drunkenness. So, Liverpool is what I was hearing. Something about Liverpool, England, or whatever, and Deadpool. Something about sitting water. Something about stagnant and dark waters. So, let us continue. Just a note. So, in an interview, it is described as transforming into a family of people which gradually transform into demon-like creatures. In an interview with Entertainment Weekly, Muschietti compared the creature's first appearance and reveal to the one seen in Jaws. So we can see how all of these different movies relate to each other. He pointed out that the television series provides more space to explore its forms other than that of Pennywise, whose clown form is not shown until several episodes in. Shape-shifting abilities. It can shapeshift and takes many forms throughout the novel, though its most iconic form is Pennywise the Dancing Clown, described as having a baggy, silvery white suit with orange pom-pom buttons down the front, big white gloves, a big electric blue tie, sometimes a big yellow bow tie, eyes that change from yellow to blue to silver, two big tufts of red hair on either side of its bald, its bald head. White clown makeup and a big red clown smile painted over its mouth. Other forms it takes include Georgie, as well as his rotting corpse, a leper, a mummy, and a witch. It is also seen impersonating various children and adults, both living and dead, from Derry in order to scare, taunt, or manipulate its prey, particularly the losers. Its true form, however, is unknown. It is said that the closest the human mind can come to perceiving it is the deadlights, which are capable of hypnotizing or killing anyone who stares into them. The only person to survive the ordeal is Bill's wife, Audra, although she is rendered temporarily catatonic by the experience. In the films, it captures Beverly Marsh and shows her the deadlights, causing her to float and temporarily lose consciousness. In It Chapter 2, it is revealed that this experience resulted in Beverly having visions of the future. Losers Club member Ben Hanscom comes dangerously close to seeing the deadlights and the shape behind the lights for a brief moment. He described it as an endless, crawling, hairy creature made of orange light. Kind of sounds like your president. The final physical form it is seen in during the loser's final battle is that of a monstrous giant spider that lays eggs, which again brings me back to the Illuminati. If you checked out the what is it called? The Bohemian Grove. Right outside of Bohemian Groves, it has a sign that says no spiders are welcome. So something about that. that we'll go into later. So throughout the novel, it is generally referred to as male, even by itself calling itself Mr. Bob Gray and taking a male form as Pennywise the Clown. However, when confronting its spider form, the characters find out that the creature is most likely female due to its final form in the physical realm being that of a giant female spider that was also pregnant. Appearances in the novel. In the novel, it is a shape-shifting evil entity billions of years old who usually takes the form of Pennywise the Dancing Clown, originating in a void containing and surrounding the universe, a place referred to in the novel as the Macroverse. Bill believes that it, along with the turtle, its benevolent equivalent, was created by an entity known as the Other, a mysterious benevolent force beyond both it and the turtle. And again, we know that America is called Turtle Island. So, it came to Earth in an asteroid crash and settled beneath the area that would become Derry. It slept for millions of years, then woke when humans arrived. It began a year-long or 2 years long cycle of feeding on fear, taking the form of whatever its victims feared most. After feeding, it would go back into hibernation for about 27 years before reappearing. It prefers to feed on children because their fears are easier to understand and adults are harder to scare. It can control weak-minded people, either making them ignore the horrors around them or turning them into accomplices. When introducing itself to humans, it uses the name Robert Bob Gray. Gray is also my father's last name. Yeah, look it up. Google it. It's Turtle Island. Its hibernation periods begin and end with horrific events, such as the disappearance of all 340 settlers from Derry Township from 1740 to 43. It's that 174 or 741. I was looking at the keypad today. Those are also the numbers of my children, their life path. In order is 741, which is also a frequency of music. I'll let you do the research on that though. Okay, so from 1740 to 43, in which the settlers mysteriously disappeared without a trace. Sounds like the rapture. Or the 1906 Kitchener Ironworks explosion, killing 108 people, 88 of whom were children at an Easter egg hunt. So we have Easter, we have children, eggs, 88 being the number for travelers. If you've watched Back to the Future, they had to reach 88 on the dashboard in order to time travel. So just keep that in mind. So it woke during a major storm that flooded part of Derry in October 1957. Bill Denbrough's younger brother Georgie was the first of many victims that year. Bill and his friends, known collectively as the Losers Club, investigate the disappearances and note that they all had something to do with Derry's sewer system. Using this information, they deduce correctly that it uses a whale house as its lair. So, Satan was cast down to the earth and was thrown into a pit in the desert. Just a thought. So, the use of a Native American style smoke hole ceremony, it is revealed that the creature came from outer space. The children go to the house and are attacked by it in the form of a werewolf. And we know that the wolf is a Native American totem. It's a totem animal. It's actually my totem animal. Libras, the sign of Libra, is in other places a wolf, so that would make me raised by wolves. The fish with the scales, Pisces with Libra all around, so a judge of the earth. So it's in the form of a werewolf. Beverly shoots a slug from a slingshot at the creature, injuring it and causing it to flee back into the sewers. The narrative then briefly switches to its point of view, where it sees itself as superior and considers the turtle an equal and humans mere toys. It also confirms that it chooses to prey on children because they are easier to fool and scare. It believes their fears are easier to interpret in a physical manner, which it claims is similar to salting the meat. Same idea with animals in slaughterhouses. Confirmation. Cattle, people as cattle. I'm about to catch the parade in a second. So yeah, salting the meat as frightened flesh tastes better to it. Thank you for the gift, Fonda, darling. So, frightened flesh. What do you think those animals are thinking before they are slaughtered in the slaughterhouse? You think they want to be sacrificed to God? Oh, like in the Avatar. Oh, my brother, thank you for your meat. Thank you, sister, for the flesh, so I can eat it instead. What? Do you see how desensitized we are to murder and death? You raise up an animal just to kill it and eat it. Slit its throat, drain the blood, and eat it. Are you any better than it? Or are you allowing it to take over you, possess you, in order to eat flesh? Those of you who study the Bible, your Bible told you in Genesis chapter 1, I have given you every green tree for meat. Good afternoon. So, Bill establishes a telepathic connection with it through the ritual of Chud, which we will go over. The ritual of Chud is a psychic and spiritual battle of wills between Bill and it. Bill metaphorically bites down on its tongue with humor and childish beliefs such as Santa Claus, and the two engage in a sort of mind-to-mind duel across the macroverse. It is surprised by the children's victory in battle, and near the end of the book, it begins to question its preconceived notions of superiority. And that goes back into Christ saying to come like a child. you know, not in a sense of speeder, not in a sense of being immature, but a childlike, innocent nature. So, however, it never believes that the individual children are strong enough to defeat it. Only through the other working through them as a group could they have won in battle. After the battle, the Losers Club get lost in the sewers until Beverly has sexual intercourse. I can't even get it out. Sexual intercourse with all the boys to bring unity back to the group. So they had an orgy. I do not remember this part. Maybe I covered my eyes during this scene. I don't remember that part. I keep saying this. I don't remember it. Okay. So the losers then, after their orgy, swear a blood oath to return to Derry should it reawaken. My stomach is growling like crazy. What time is it? So, okay. The losers eventually drift apart and go their separate ways in life, and except for Mike, who continues to remember everything, forget about both Derry and each other. It reawakens in 1984 after Adrian Mellon, a gay man, is murdered by a group of homophobes at a festival. It then causes a string of child murders in Derry, causing an adult Mike Hanlon to call his fellow losers back to town to defeat it once again. Well, Porter, this is the sacred place. One man, one woman, marriage and union. Okay, this is the bride tribe. I am the bride leader. Okay, sacred marriages and unions only. 88 people, 8 lives. So, confirmation. That's right. Keep it sacred. Sister, oh, quick with it. Sister love. This is sister love, sister sanctity, sister sacred. Okay? All right. So, Stan Uris, one of the losers who participated in the battle against Pennywise as a child, commits suicide after afraid of facing it again. After catching up over some lunch, the remaining losers agree that this time they will make sure to kill it once and for all. The losers split up and explore different parts of Derry to restore their memories. It manipulates Beverly's husband, Tom Rogan, to capture Audra and bring her to its lair in an attempt to use her as bait for the losers. So what I really want to get into is this aspect of the female. So you see how they took the female and made her a whore. Pay attention. They took the female, made her a whore, had to participate in an orgy in order to conjure up some type of spiritual powers, so to speak. So again, with the Illuminati, so we're going to go into what the 7 actually means in regards to the cosmos. You said the female ruined Tom's life. The female, is Tom the one who got skinny? I don't really remember. My you know, they be men in black in me all the time with the the memory zapper. But the blood, so they had the woman fearful of blood, like in the Bible. the menstrual cycle, the curse of the menstrual cycle, and things of that nature. So we're going to get into all of those things. Ooh, the sun is going away. So yeah, we're going to get into all that. It's getting cold now. My hands getting cold. But yeah. So y'all stay tuned. I'm about to go check out this parade over here because they're getting louder and louder. Maybe I'll take you guys with me. So that's it for it. Come back later for more Wilderness Chronicles with your sister ChayaFyah, the Demon Slayer. Something about 369. I've been seeing 369 everywhere. Tesla, lightning. I found a Pokemon card this morning. I should have kept it, but it said Spark Trainer. I took a picture. I'm gonna post it. That's how I be getting my little message, y'all, from the universe. I saw that. What else did I take a picture of today? I can't remember. I'm gonna post my random ramblings on the community board. So y'all come with me. We about to go check out what they doing over here. Give you a shout out, Abraham, the Lego man. There you go. What you do, Abraham? Celebrate good times, come on. Do you want a revolution? I said, do you want a revolution? Don't y'all be out here selling y'all souls for $1, okay? For a bowl of soup. Don't be like Esau. Edom. Don't sell your soul for that red soup. Uh-oh, I'm about to go get it. Y'all hear that? Hey, the cha-cha. Oh. About to go get it in, y'all. Time to go have some fun. Oh. Get funky. I'm late to the party. They got the street blocked off. I don't see nobody. Finna go turn up they party. Y'all have a good day, okay? All right, y'all, we'll be back later.